Heya! Thanks for watching this video. This tutorial will show you how to make dynamic dialogue in RPG Maker MV. This includes sprites, sound effects, window skins, etc. The link to the plugins will be in the description. Now you don't have to follow this to a T, these are just some tips that I've personally learned. If you have any questions about it, please let me know. Now let's go! First, I'm going to explain what all the plugins do here. Heim Window Skin Change will change the window skin for text in your project. You can swap between a few depending on which character is talking or if you'd rather use different windows for different effects. It's totally up to you how you want to do it. Do Message SE basically gives a voice to your dialogue. You'll have to add a very short sound clip into your files that is less than a second. This clip will play for each character or sentence depending on how you set it up. Animated buzz should be self-explanatory. It basically gives you an animated sprite to work with alongside your dialogue. It makes your NPCs more alive and there's a lot of creative possibilities with what you can do with it. So that was a little overview of the plugins. Let's get started on how to use them. So these are all of the plugins that we will be using. I will link them down in a Google Drive below in the description. There is a special bonus at the end of the video as an alternative for the Animated Bus plugin. It's not shown here, but I will link it in the description as well. You can use these plugins interchangeably. You don't have to use all three. You can use one, two, or all three. It is totally up to you. Here I am dragging and dropping the plugins into the plugins folder underneath the JavaScript folder. This will be under your projects folder. Let's cover the Heim Window Skin Change plugin first. Before we do that, we need to go into the RPG Maker project, go into our plugins manager, and make sure that you have all the plugins set up, just like how it looks here. So now you will need to look at the instructions on how to use the plugin. All you have to do is click on the plugin and read the files. I must say that it's really important to read what the files say instead of listening to some guy on the internet talk about it. It's much more helpful to read it, and this is how I learned. This is just a basic tutorial covering it, so please don't rely on me as I'm not a professional at explaining or with knowledge on how it works. Now with some of the plugins you may run into some issues. If you're having trouble, I can try to help you out in the comments. However, I cannot guarantee that I will be able to fix it for you. Anyways, as you can see here, there's an auto-run event that has some scripts. In the plugin manager, it will tell you that you'll have to preload the window skins. These are the script events for it, but if we don't have this event, there is a little problem that I want to cover now. The scripts in that event basically load any window skins. If we don't, however, as you can see, for some really weird reason, the text decides to go black. This is definitely not what we want. We want it to be the normal color or whatever color we set it as. So we're going to set this event back to auto-run, and it should work as normal, but please know you'll have to do a script for every single window skin that you will want to load. I think this bug is caused by not having enough loading time, but it's really important to have this event that loads all of the window skins. Make sure that you have an event at the very beginning of the game or at the beginning of a map for this, so it works. It should be an auto-run event with an erase event at the end. That way you don't get stuck. But as you can see here, the text is now white. We fixed it. I think now is a good time to mention that all the footage in this video isn't in an exact order. I tried my best with editing, so please bear with me. As you saw before, it now has a different window skin, but here we're going to show you what it looks like by default. So please ignore that warning on that bug. Now, for this plugin, you must have a window called Window in the System folder. After, you can obviously make some different ones and rename them however you'd like. This will be shown a bit later. I didn't technically show the naming process, but you can see in the folder that they have different file names. With this tutorial, I assume you have at least some knowledge. Just teasing. This is the normal window skin without a script call. So if you want to edit or add a new window skin, just go into your files. What I do is I copy the original window skin and paste it into my drawing program, which is Procreate on my iPad. You can use any drawing program. As you can see, I have the other two examples here. Notice that they have different names. But right now, I'm going to show you a little time-lapse of how I created one. I simply drew over the base as a kind of guideline. The dimensions are very picky and have to be exact. You may have to fiddle around with it to get it right. Now, to add and change a different window skin, we need to use the script call. I personally copy and paste it from the plugin manager. After I copy and paste it, I added them as I go, as you can see me doing here. I like to do it this way because sometimes you can get an error if something is mistyped, so it's a lot easier for me to do it this way personally and just edit it as I go. So the example has the default window skin, and now I'm going to rename it as one of the other window skins in the system file that I've added, as you can see, Window Kenny. Now we're going to test it out and see if it works. As long as it's formatted correctly, we can now see Kenny's window in action. Now I'm going to show you how you can easily change window skins in between text. It's pretty much the same process. All I really do is copy and paste, change the name. However, you have to make sure that the script event is above the text for the character that you'd want it to be for. So first we see Kenny's window skin, followed by Cosmos. Like I said, the text has to be below the script. Now for the second plugin, Do Messages SE. I absolutely adore this plugin. It basically makes sound effects for when the characters talk. Think of like Undertale. I'm going to say it one more time. Please read the instructions for these plugins. As you can see, this one looks a little whack, a little crazy. It looks pretty intimidating once I open this menu. So these are some presets that are already pre-built into the plugin. So each individual preset is going to be a voice. Like I said, it looks intimidating. There's a lot of different settings when you open up one, so just bear with me. In each category, there's a file name, pitch name, variance, volume, etc. The pitch variance honestly makes it or breaks it for me. If you don't have one, it will sound very flat and dull. But if you have one, there will be more variety in how the character talks. The higher the number, the more variety. As you can see, we have different settings for the character, word, sentence, and page settings. There's a lot of different explanations for what they do in the files. However, I personally only use the character SC setting. When I go to choose an audio file for the other settings, I basically just choose none. Now let's quickly go into the editor to see how we set it up. First, we have this first plugin command. I forgot to put the slash as you see here, but notice how we chose the number 2. We're going to use the second preset as an example, hence the ID number 2. And we're going to use this other plugin command that says message SE followed by the name of the preset. We are going to change the word silent into typewriter as that is the name that we have for the default second preset. You need both of these plugin commands for it to work. This is how it should sound. That's how it sounds in the game. Now I'm going to show you what I actually had for the tutorial project. This is the structure for Kenny's preset voice. For the character delay and the word delay, I keep them the same as the default one. However, I will mention when you start a blank one, these numbers will be different. I just personally copied them from the original default one because I like how it sounds. These numbers can range a lot, so it really depends on your preference. So please mess around with it and have fun. I'm not going to tell you how it should sound. This is your project and it's up to you to decide what numbers sound right to you. This is how you add the audio into the editor. Now let's see how it sounds. As you can hear, it's a very, very short audio clip. It lasts less than a second, and you can either record your own voice and crop it, or sample it and crop it. The video is long enough, so I may show this in a separate video if you guys want. Now, this is just me replacing the original plugin commands with the correct ones instead of typewriter. I am now changing the name to Kenny 2. Remember that both plugin commands that are both seen here have to be side by side, and they both have to correspond to the exact preset that you want to use. Hence why the ID number has to be 4 for this, as it's preset 4 under the name Kenny2. I really hope I'm explaining it okay. I apologize if not, as this is the first episode of this series. Anyways, this is how it should sound. Now let's move on to the star of the show. Animated Bus has been so helpful. When I first got this plugin, setup at first was a bit tricky. Really need to make sure that you name your files correctly for this one. The best thing to do, in my opinion, is to label them by number. So if you have 3 frames, you will name them 1, 2, 3 in order. I personally always add an A and a dash at the beginning of a picture, just so the images don't get lost. Keep in mind you need each image to look like a frame in an animation that loops. I have 5 different sprites here, and as you can see for number 5 for Cosmo, it's kind of an in-between of 1 and 4. This is to make it look smooth and loop. However, it's up to you for how you want to animate it, and lip syncing by itself is typically easier. Now we're going to add the script call. I copied and pasted it again, but now we're going to edit it. So, the number in between the 2 and the dot set and is going to be the ID. More on that in a second. But first, I'm going to name the sprites how they should be in the parentheses. You will need to make sure that you name the sprites exactly how they are in the picture files. And you must order them in the order that you want the image sequence to play. This plugin basically takes pictures and turns them into an animation. Think of it kind of like that. Now I have 5 sprites, and as you can see there's kind of a lack of 5 spaces here. If this happens, all that you'll have to do is add another slot with parentheses and you're good to add as many frames as you want. The number at the very end is your animation speed. I personally keep it at default. But again, please play around with this to see what feels best for you. As I said before, the footage is a little whack, and I decided to edit the script file before I put in the show pictures event. I did it this way just for ease and because you can always edit it later. So above this event, we're going to do a show picture event and we're going to choose an ID. Chose ID 2 as it is the same one as in the example. Now we need to pick an image for it to work. It's best to just use the first frame of the animation that the bus is for. Like I said, the show picture has to be above the script event. Here I will show you each individual frame just so you can get a good glimpse of it. Now, if we followed the guide correctly, we should really see that it'll work. Sometimes errors will pop up, typically due to misspelling, but that's okay, you'll figure it out eventually. And his sprite works, look at him, he's so cutie patootie. So, I showed you how to use them individually, but what if we put them all together? The order of which plugin you use doesn't matter as long as the scripts for the same plugins are together and everything is above the text events. If you want to add different scripts for, let's say, a cutscene, it's the same exact format. It would just be the same format as all of your plugins and scripts above. After, you would add the text below. I'll show you an example very soon, don't worry. I apologize again if I'm not the best at explaining this. I've been working on this for a while and I've had some difficulties, and I've been editing on and off. This is the very first episode of this series, so please bear with me and feel free to ask me anything if you absolutely need to. I don't bite. Now let's see how it looks all together. Okay, as you can see, his body is still moving even after he's done talking. You can still move around, but he's in the way, and he's covering the whole screen. But don't worry, this is an easy fix. All you need to do is add an erase picture event with the same ID as the animation. So when you go talk to him again after this event runs, he should stop. There we go! So, to recap, I'm going to show you a little segment of the intro for this video. I'm showing part of the middle. I decided not to show the top because there are some things at the beginning that weren't related to the plugin. As you can see, I have the message plugin commands at the top, followed by the window skin, and then the animated bust. All the plugins are followed by the text, and then rinse and repeat. It looks a little intimidating, but it's pretty straightforward when you look into it deeper. But I'm going to show you an alternative to the animated bust plugin, PKD vPlayer. I had this video in the works for a while, and during that time I found an alternative to the animated bus. So this plugin isn't technically for animated sprites and you have to pay for it, but I will still link the creator's page below. This plugin is typically used for playing videos and overlays, but I've discovered if I make a whole animation by itself, make the background transparent, and convert it into a WebM file, I can have an actual animation that lasts longer than just a few frames. This is only a 2-second long clip, but adding a blink effect really makes a difference to me. Anyways, here I am going on the creator's GitHub, which is where he put his guide for all the script commands. This guy has a lot of great plugins, so I really recommend this creator. However, there is a price tag and I understand if you were a bit low on money. Regardless, if you get this plugin, this guide is very important as I suck at explaining. In this tutorial video is more of an overview, to be fair, versus an actual guide with every single script command and how to use it in every exact way. So if you mess something up, this isn't really a guide for that. However, like I said, I will help you out as much as I can in the comments if you need me to. Please feel free to ask anything for clarity too. Anyways, there's different layers to this plugin, and this can be tricky to figure out, so please fiddle around with it. I've had instances where the animation was above the window and then below the events, as in the NPCs. Finding the right script call for it was a bit challenging, but this is the one that ended up working for me. Now I'm going back into the game. Please don't mind April, she looks a bit out of place. This is just an example, right? Like, this is a tutorial, man, come on. Don't mind her, she's just a silly little guy, what can I say? So what I did was I just copied the example as I normally do, followed the instructions, and saved, and this is how the alternative plugin looks. I personally like and prefer this method, although it's not meant for sprites. I just think it's really cool to have longer animations. I'm going to show you an example of how I use the alternative method for animated sprites. This is my upcoming game Apple of My Eye, and this is the event that we are going to look at. As you can see, it looks very similar to the examples in this tutorial, except there isn't a show picture, script, or event for it. Voices and window skins are all there too. So this is how the cutscene looks in the editor. But I'm going to show the actual cutscene now. So there we have it. This is how I make dialogue in RPG Maker MV more dynamic. I really hope this video was helpful in any way. Like I said, all the links will be in the description. Thank you so much for watching this video all the way through, it means the world to me. And hey, if I helped you out with something, that's awesome too. I love sharing to the world what I've learned throughout this journey of game dev. It's been a life-changing thing for me, and other people deserve to have really good resources too. I'm all for making a project customizable and unique. So hopefully this plugin overview tutorial thing will help someone with that. Anyways, I digress. This video is very, very long. If requested, I can do an in-depth tutorial for the voice and how to make the sound effect. Or I can do a part 2 if anyone has any clarifying questions or if I missed something. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope this video has helped you. I'm excited to start this little series. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!